Hello students, welcome to the video lecture class of hydraulic machine and fluid power subject. Here in this video, I am going to explain about the classification of reaction turbine and the construction and working principle of a Francis turbine. In the earlier case, we are going to study about the classifications of reaction turbine, that inward flow reaction turbine, outward flow reaction turbine, and axial flow reaction turbine. As shown in the diagram, we are having a reaction turbine. This is the inlet end, this is the outlet end. So the water flow maybe takes place along this passage, and also the water maybe takes place in a direction to that of the parallel of the shaft. So what is inward flow reaction turbine and outward flow reaction turbine? In case of inward flow reaction turbine, the water from the penstock enters at this passage, and this is entering inside the casing. The casing will be filled up with water. After that, some part of energy will be converted into kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of water is moving the vanes, and by there is a rotation takes place at the output shaft of the turbine. This is the end, this is the outlet at which the water enters the casing from this end, and it is leaving at this outlet end in a direction parallel to the axis of rotation. So this is a inward flow reaction turbine. The water enters the casing in outer radius, in radially, but it is moving along a direction axially while it is at the outlet. In case of outward flow reaction turbine, the water enters from the face of the casing, and it is entering into casing at the inlet radius of the curved blade. Again, after the casing is filled up with water, the energy of water is causing the moving of blade, and the water will be discharged radially at the outlet. So this is the end for the outlet of a outward flow reaction turbine. This is the inlet for the outward flow reaction turbine, but in case of inward flow reaction turbine, this is the inlet and this is the outlet. What is axial flow turbine? Axial flow turbine means what? In some of the reaction turbine, the flow of water takes place in a direction such that will be parallel to that of the axis of rotation of the shaft of the turbine, and some part of pressure energy is converted into kinetic energy, and we are getting the mechanical energy at the outlet. Next comes to the typical example of a inward flow reaction turbine. As shown in the diagram, we are having a inward flow reaction turbine. As earlier we have studied that in a inward flow reaction turbine, the water from the penstock enters the casing at its inlet, that is the outer radius, and it is leaving the turbine unit at the internal radius. These arrowheads from the animation, the arrowheads suggesting that the liquid from the dam entering into the penstock is attached with the casing inlet. Now the water enters to the casing. While it is inside the casing should be a airtight passage, and in this airtight passage casing, what is happening? Some part of pressure energy of water is converted into kinetic energy, and this red color arrow marks are suggesting that the kinetic energy of water is moving the blades. The blades are mounted upon the runner and thereby the rotation of the runner takes place. The shaft of the turbine is coupled with the generator shaft and we are getting the mechanical power from the turbine and given is to the generator unit, and thereby the generator considering this conversion into electrical energy. These yellow color markings are known as your flow of electric current. This is the dam, this is the penstock, this is the casing. In case of Francis turbine, the casing is a spiral one. Why you are going to make this spiral? So to produce the kinetic energy of water in such a way that will be the flow of water will be goes on decreasing of area, and hence we are going to convert the some part of pressure energy into kinetic energy. These are the curved blades. These curved blades are striking by the water kinetic energy. Before this moving blades and the casing, in between the casing and the moving blade, there is a mechanism that is earlier discussed, guide blade mechanism. The main function of guide blade mechanism is to make the flow of water onto the moving blades in such a way that flow of water does not cause any shock in the blades of the turbine, and it is moving. The water is sliding smoothly over the moving vanes and thereby the movement of the moving blade causes the rotation of the shaft and thereby we are getting the mechanical energy. This is the outlet at which the water enters. The water is excited from this outlet. This arrows are suggesting that the water is exited from the outlet. This is the end that is known as your outlet for the Francis turbine. And this water comes to the tail race level. So at the outlet of the Francis turbine, this is the exit end. There is a draft tube. This is the conical tube which is used at the outlet of the Francis turbine. Why this is used? The main function of draft tube is to drag the water from the outlet of turbine unit to that of the tail race. This is a gradually increasing of area, so by which we can increase the pressure of water at the exit of turbine outlet, and thereby we are making a difference of pressure and the liquid is transmitted from the outlet to that of the tail race level of the turbine unit. This is the typical figure. This figure shows that these are the blades, these are the curved blades. These curved blades are used upon the runner. This is the part is fixed to the runner. So these are the curved plates. These curved plates are nothing but these are the vanes which are producing the mechanical energy at the outlet shaft of the turbine unit. Generally, this Francis turbine is a medium head turbine. It is named after J.B. Francis, who is an American engineer. In this turbine, we have seen that the water flows through the runner in a radial direction and leaves in a axial direction at the inlet of the runner. Now see, go for the velocity diagram. So in case of velocity diagram, what we are going to observe, we have to see that the movement of flow of water from the inlet to the outlet of the turbine unit. We have seen that at the inlet of turbine, the flow of water is along the radial direction, and at the outlet it is along the axial direction. In case of Francis turbine, the discharge at outlet is 0. Hence, the outlet velocity triangle wheeling velocity will be 0. That is, VW2 is equal to 0. We know that from the velocity triangle we can get the water power. So now we have to calculate runner power, then what is shaft power, what is the hydraulic efficiency, mechanical efficiency of the turbine unit. As shown in the figure, this is the velocity diagram, this is the inlet end, this is the outlet. The water enters through the blade at a direction that is making an alpha degree angle with the horizontal. This V1 is nothing but this is the velocity of water at inlet while it is entering into the curved blade. Now this is the alpha 1, this is the blade angle at inlet. Beta 1, this is the vane angle, or that is the angle made by the relative velocity at the inlet with the horizontal axis. Now this V1, U1 and VR1 making a triangle that is known as your inlet velocity triangle. While V1 is making an alpha, hence it is having two components, one is VF1 and another is your VW1. So in this way, from the inlet velocity triangle, we are having the U1 value is equal to pi dn by 60, and here V1 is the inlet velocity, VR1 is the relative velocity, and VF1 is the velocity component vertical, or that is the flow velocity of water, and VW1, this is the horizontal component, that is your whirling velocity which is used for the rotation of the blade. Now at the outlet we have seen that the water moves in a radial direction at the outlet. So radial direction means the V2 or velocity of water at outlet that will making 90 degree. This VF2 is nothing but that is the vertical component of V2, what is at an radial direction. Radial direction means the water moves out from the blade in a direction 90 degree with the horizontal. So VF2 is making alpha 2 angle and that is equal to 90 degree. Now VR2 is nothing but that is the water is with the relative velocity at the outlet VR2. In this way we are getting the outlet velocity triangle. So now from the inlet velocity triangle and outlet velocity triangle, it is confirmed that at the outlet there is no horizontal component of V2, hence VW2 is equal to 0. And we can find out that work done is equal to rho Q VW1 U1 plus VW2 U2. So while VW2 is 0, so we can have work done per second is equal to rho Q VW1 into U1. If you are going to calculate work done per second per unit weight of water striking per second, that is equal to VW1 U1 by G. Efficiency is equal to eta H VW1 U1 by GH. So here we have to find out the width ratio, N is equal to B1 by T.